It's a bad sign when the United States Supreme Court decides that a white straight woman may have a discrimination claim because she lost out on a job to a gay man. Uh-oh. Oral arguments. We're at the United States Supreme Court, and we break it down for you and give you our best estimate of what's going to happen at the United States Supreme Court. One place and one place only on the dial, Legal AF, the YouTube podcast. And here's a clip from the After Dark edition. What did you make of, just to round off our topic, what did you make of the oral argument on the white straight woman who is suing for a discrimination violation because she didn't get the job and a gay guy got it? And how the Supreme Court oral argument, that they even took that case. Anytime they start lifting under the hood and start tinkering in areas like this, gets me very nervous. And then I didn't feel any better after listening to the reports on the oral argument. Webb, how about you?
I mean, look, the question here isn't whether she was discriminated against, because this is a woman who, I think she's in Ohio, and she is heterosexual and a white woman, and she got very good performance reviews, and at her job, and she was up for a promotion, and she interviewed the person who was interviewing her is gay and chose someone gay, and she said she was discriminated against. And the lower courts, essentially what they're arguing about is what's the standard she has to show in order to win. Is it the same standard? Is it different because she's in the majority versus if she were in the minority group? Or is it the same standard, or is it a different standard? And I think that the court is going to say, no, Title VII of the Employment Act doesn't allow you to have different standards, that it's the same standard. So they're not going to rule on whether or not she was discriminated against, but they're going to rule on what was the standard. And I think that it seemed like everyone agreed that that's the case. And I think that the Supreme Court's going to rule in her favor. That's what I took from it. Is that what you took from it?
I agree with you, including the Democratic wing of the Supreme Court, even Kagan, who is I think Kagan's openly gay, right?
I'm not sure.
Did I just out her? I doubt it. I doubt it. I think she's openly gay. If I'm wrong, I will correct myself on a
I don't know. I don't think about the sex lives of the Supreme Court.
No, I don't either. But I'm just saying.
I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is. But yeah. So I think this is not gonna. We're not gonna like the precedent that's being set here. I don't think ultimately about it. It just, it may not be exactly another attack on the LGBTQ plus community, but it sort of is. In its own way, it's in its own shape. We got other reporting that we won't have time to cover tonight that came out. Pam Bondi has announced that there's more Jeffrey Epstein files that are coming out and being released. I guess these are the ones that don't have Donald Trump's name on them, flight logs and all sorts of things. I mean, I hate to say so, but at this point in time, with the lawsuits that are working on the the compensation to the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein having hanged himself in jail. I mean, the fact that that we are still talking about his files, and the Pam Bondi, again, back to your thematic, Karen, wasting taxpayer dollars, having somebody review the files and release them because it's important to Donald Trump. Because why? Because Bill Clinton's name's on it. Because people went to the island. There's a lot of people that went to that island, I'm sure, that didn't all participate in sex crimes on it. Salted just said he's on it. Who's the he?
Trump. Trump's on it. Trump. I've been.
Is he on the flight logs that were just released by Donald Trump's own Department of Justice? Yes.
Let's see what Salty says. I don't know if they were in this.
Not the current, right? In the past.
Yes.
Right. We got copies of things. And I'm talking about the BS that Pam Bondi is putting out as a smokescreen is not going to have Donald Trump's name on it. He's going to say, see, Bill Clinton's name was on it, or whoever's name was on it. My name wasn't on it, because he's trying to, again, using our taxpayer dollars, wasting our time with his retribution campaign. I don't know if you caught this, Karen. He took special delight. I mean, I love the fact this is what animates him every day. He gets up in the morning and brushes his teeth about how I can abuse or embarrass lawyers and Jack Smith. He took away Covington's major law firm in Washington's security clearance, so they can't represent people who have like whistleblowers who have security issues, because to get them back for helping Jack Smith in his personal matters. He actually said, I'm lingering on this one. The signing of this executive order.
By the way, that was so performative. Okay.
Oh
if you want to, like, the fact that he signs an executive order that says we're going to take away the security clearance of this law firm. That's not an executive order. That's ridiculous. It's so performative to do that. Yeah. And then he says, I'm going to give the pen to Jack Smith. Like, it's just a ridiculous, vindictive, petty. I feel like I'm talking to a 7-year-old.
I know. Although I was just arguing with somebody that was off camera. Next time I argue with my producer, Salty's got to come on. It was like I was arguing with the chat, but on camera. Well, we've reached the end. Popok's gassed. I've reached the end of another midweek with one of my favorite people in the world.
We gotta get Salty on here. Salty is this like mystery, man
People
behind.
Think we make him up that he doesn't exist.
I know.
There's a guy. Salty just wrote. I'm not making this up. He just wrote in the chat, AI. I'm AI. He's like Hal from 2001: Space Odyssey. Welcome back. That is Legal AF, the leading podcast at the intersection of law and politics on the #1 ranked Midas Touch network. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we do that show, and then we put it on our podcast platforms. You can pick it up anywhere, Apple, Spotify, and the rest. You want to help the show? Download, listen, leave a comment, rate us. Everything you can do. Hit the subscribe button here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. If you know everything you need to know about Legal AF and you're part of our audience, I thank you for being here. Leave us a 5-star review on our podcast platform, on Apple and the like. If you don't know about the podcast, you only know about the hot takes and things we do here on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Here's my personal invitation from Popok to you to join us on the podcast every Wednesday, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Wednesdays I do it with Karen Friedman Agnifilo, Saturdays with Ben Mycelis, and then we do hot takes like this about every hour on both channels. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.